record to the cloud appropriately. All right, and we can get started. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another edition of AirWAVs podcast. This is Zach Hubeck with Wave Incorporated. I am the VP of Sales and Marketing. I've got some awesome thought leaders here from Commscope today with me. I've got Mittal Parekh, who is the Director of Product Marketing for Commscope, and Rajiv, Iyer, the Director of Product Management. Gentlemen, good afternoon to you.
Excellent.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Jack. Good
How
afternoon,
are the both of you? Doing
Perfect.
good? Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this is going to be a great session. We are literally, it's September 24th. We're literally off the heels of your guys' global partner conference. And I've got to say, I personally, I'm a people person. I miss the stage. I miss seeing people and rubbing elbows. And as far as global conferences and virtual conferences, I got to say Commscope just knocked it out of the park. I've been to a couple now industry shows, and they just, it was difficult in a virtual setting. But I've got to say, with Stephen Kowal moderating the thing and just all the speakers you guys had lined up, I'm really excited. I'm all geeked out, if you will, on what Commscope has to offer. And today's podcast is all about Commscope RUCKUS Cloud. You guys have just added a ton of new features into this. We're going to get to roll up the sleeves today with these gentlemen and dive into the dashboards. Mittal's going to give us some great tips and hints for MSPs on recurring revenue and all sorts of cool stuff. So if you can't tell, folks at home, I am super excited to have this thing kicked off. And I think Mittal, you're going to be our first speaker for today, and you guys are just going to pass each other back and forth, and we're going to show the world how awesome this platform is. Have I missed anything?
Nope.
Awesome.
I think you are right on the mark.
Cool. Well, Mittal, I'm going to hand it over to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Mittal Parekh, he's the Director of Product Marketing for Commscope. Take it away, sir.
Thank you, Zach. Hello, everyone. So today we are going to discuss about RUCKUS Cloud. What I have in mind is let's touch upon high points. Okay, we are not going to go into the weeds. We want to briefly talk about what's new RUCKUS Cloud all about, okay? And then we will go into what type of Wi-Fi APs and switches are supported on the new RUCKUS Cloud. And then comes something that should be music to your ears. That's our MSP licensing. And last, and the most precious jewel of the day, is about our network health and service assurance. That's on the heels of AI and ML. We have with us Rajiv Iyer, our Director of Product Management for RUCKUS Analytics. So Rajiv is going to come and demonstrate all these goodness. So that's what I have in plan. Zach, do you have anything else on your mind?
No, this is great.
Excellent.
Let's dive into it.
All right. So, and please call me out. I am against death by PowerPoint. We are going to do show and tell. Okay, so a little bit of slideware, but it's going to be real hands-on RUCKUS Cloud Management Console all along.
I won't be bashful.
Excellent, thanks. What is the new RUCKUS Cloud? So you all have been selling, promoting RUCKUS Cloud Wi-Fi. Sorry about that. You all have been peddling. I just got a call. You had warned me and I missed that.
It's all good, man.
So you all have been selling and promoting RUCKUS Cloud Wi-Fi since 2016. And since then, we have come a long way. The new RUCKUS Cloud is AI-enabled network management as a service platform. So it is just from one single Wi-Fi management solution, point product, all the way to something that's a confluence of the hardware excellence, our AI ML-based service assurance and network intelligence that comes with flexible deployment options. And last, and one of the most important one, is the new RUCKUS Cloud is based on modern architecture on the heels of microservices and RESTful APIs that opens it up to almost everything under the sun. And we are going to unpack this part of this in this session, and then more in coming podcasts as we go along. And obviously you are going to start thinking, so what network elements are supported on RUCKUS Cloud? I have this URL at the bottom of the screen. Please bookmark it. We keep it current. That way you know every time we add a new Wi-Fi AP, every time we add a new switch and many more things to come, there's a hint, we will update this page, okay? So first and foremost, what's happening on Wi-Fi AP side? The new RUCKUS Cloud now supports big one, that's Wi-Fi 6, 82.11ax APs, right? So it does not matter what your performance requirements are, capacity, throughput, you are going to have it with RUCKUS Cloud and Wi-Fi 6 APs. You know, we used to sing and we still sing if we have younger kids, wheels on the bus. Now with RUCKUS Cloud supporting M510 with LTE backbone, you can very well now change that song to say wheels on the connected bus, just for example. So now we have RUCKUS Cloud supporting APs that has LTE backhaul. So think about it, indoor APs, outdoor APs, LTE backhaul, specialty APs for various different things. We have the whole range of Wi-Fi APs now with that one. Third one, very important one, as this newer and newer devices with WPA3 security are coming alive, we want to remain ahead of the pack. Our Wi-Fi APs already support those. So basically, the new RUCKUS Cloud is not about catching up. It's not about being reactive. It's about being proactive. Okay, we are going to try to remain a step ahead of the game. That's the whole plan here. Again, this link will give you latest and the greatest in RUCKUS Cloud, Wi-Fi APs and switches supported.
Mittal, I don't want to gloss over that point you made. Super important point. We're seeing a lot of partners in the Commscope channel today because, you know, still September 24th, 2020, we are still going through this pandemic, and we've got a lot of schools that are doing virtual versus on-prem. I say on-prem as if I'm talking about students. You can tell I come from the world of zone directors, but you know, you have students going to school and students that are trying to connect remotely. And when you talk about the wheels on the connected bus, folks, don't overlook the fact that Commscope can now have an LTE backhaul on a bus if there's children that do not have internet at home or their parents are impoverished and cannot afford internet. Those kids still have to do their work. No child left behind. Commscope is helping do that, and we can manage it on the cloud. Just wanted to make that point.
Excellent. Just today, I had a conversation with our education team, and you know, there is a big, this M510 support is going to change the game for K-12 education on a couple of fronts, right? Not just that these school buses, we know we all are, you know, kids are studying from home, but you know that they are using these school buses for meal distribution. They are using for mobile libraries. And now all these are connected. And the IT person sitting in his or her office in his console can manage the same connected bus just the way he or she is managing connectivity in a classroom. Please don't overlook this. This is very, very important.
And when the kids aren't using the bus drivers can upload their TikTok videos of them dancing up and down the aisles of the bus. I've seen it happen.
We will not deny that. Yes.
All right. This is going to be a 5-hour podcast if you and I keep going on this ping pong match. Keep going, Mittal. We got to get Rajiv going.
Yes. So the second one, right? The new RUCKUS Cloud, as I mentioned, it has turned into a network management as a service platform. And that includes not just Wi-Fi APs, but ICX switches. Now, for very first and foremost thing here, we are one of the few ones who support all 3 layers of switches: access, aggregation, and core. Okay, the first differentiation. Second one, we supported using the same management console. So no, you are not going to have to play the swivel chair management that industry analysts have coined the term. You don't have to juggle through 4 management consoles. You don't have to use the chair that moves 270 degrees to go from here to there. One single console, and right after I'm done speaking this, I'm going to show it to you that the same console that you've been using to manage Wi-Fi APs, you are going to use to provision switches, to maintain, to monitor, manage it, and all those good things. So without death by PowerPoint, as I mentioned, I'm going to switch tracks and show you management console, okay? Just bear with me for a second as I hop in and go to, okay. Can you still see it?
So I see your screen. I see the notes. Have we, there we go. Now I see the dashboard.
Got it now.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so if you have been promoting Ruckus Cloud Wi-Fi, then you already know what this looks like. We have just augmented it, but now it has so many new things. First and the foremost, you will see, instead of just saying Wi-Fi devices or Wi-Fi APs, we said networking devices. So no new learning, okay? The same simple and intuitive wizard-driven workflow, but now we have added switches to it, okay? I'm not here right now to give you end-to-end product demonstration for Ruckus Cloud. We have recorded many of those because today's focus is something else, but it's sufficient to say that as I go here and I say networking devices, you are going to see Wi-Fi and switches. You will be able to add switch. And can you still see my pop-up window that says add switch? Yes, perfect. So you see what's happening here is you are able to add switch with just as ease, right? As you can see that you enter the right serial number, keep going next, and you create. It's as simple as that. Here you are seeing all three switches operational. It could have been access aggregation core. If you click here, you are going to be able to see every single port, which port, if it shows you the lightning sign, that's power over Ethernet, and you are going to see if it's green, something is connected, everything is good. So all in all, if you have dealt with Ruckus Cloud Wi-Fi, you know how simple, intuitive, wizard-driven that is. We have extended that to all three layers of switches. And the beauty here is we don't want to be the big daddy for anybody. While we will give you default options, if you know what you are doing, we have opened up in advanced configuration section, everything you can change. Okay, to your heart's desire. It's not about small, medium, large Excel. We don't want to give you those points. You can go on a linear scale for any configuration, something to keep in mind. And so as you can see here, you have just the way we have SSIDs for Wi-Fi, we have switch configuration. So you can pretty much keep all the configurations ready to go. And as soon as you add a switch for a venue, you will be able to associate that configuration with the physical switch and you are good to go. So deploying 1, 10, or 100 switches is going to be as simple as 1, 2, 3. So that's what I want to leave it at for the switch configuration. So it is an extension of what you've been using and applies to all three switches. And mind you, we are one of the few ones where we have multi-gigabit switches even at the access level, okay? Even at the access level, not just aggregation and core, all are multi-gigabit switches. So with that, I am going to go back to the presentation mode and we will talk about the next item in the queue. And again, the URL is here. We will update it with all the switch models that we are supporting on. So why is this important? Be a trusted advisor to your customer. You want your customers to buy one single platform and keep using it, right? There is an element of investment protection. There's an element of future-proofing your management. Remember this. When you say these things, your customers are more likely to believe you because they are going to know they don't want to do Alt-Tab just to manage their core switches. They don't want to rip and replace their switches, right? They want to be able to, as simple as stack their existing switches and add more capacity. And guess what? Manage the same stacked switches on the same console. This is, if you really get down to the weeds of this and compare, you are going to realize that yes, you have a winner with this one. Okay, so we can definitely unpack all these things, Zach, in a different podcast, not today though. Now, MSP licensing. So to all my partners, to all our partners, okay, this should be music to their ears. Up till now, you had one horse in the game, that was end customer licensing, right? The Ruckus Cloud licensing that you resold on our behalf. Now you have second horse in the race, that's MSP licensing. The good news here is that you are not competing. Both these horses are yours. So you are going to win and you're going to win big. So what is happening with MSP licensing? I'm not going to assume anything. So let's revisit very quickly. What is end customer solution that you have been reselling for us up till now? Basically, you brought us a customer, Joe's Pizza, and eventually we put that Joe's Pizza into our CRM, and we then supplied licenses to Joe's Pizza through you, through our distributors, and the end customer, Joe's Pizza, they own the licenses, right? And they interacted with Ruckus help desk for their L1, L2, L3 issues. Of course, and it resides in our database, and the cloud management portal is branded with Ruckus. Of course, all these partners had an opportunity to add one more layer of earning on top of this, not just resell licenses, by becoming a value-added reseller and charging extra to Joe's Pizza to manage their console, manage their environment, okay? However, so that's the end customer solution that you have been selling up till now. Let's look at how does this change with MSP licensing. This is the new way our partners can add to a revenue stream. So basically, you are our customer, okay? You, Mr. Partner, you reside in my CRM, in Ruckus CRM, and you are my customer. You bring a customer, you own a customer. So now Joe's Pizza is your customer. We never see Joe's Pizza in our CRM. We never get a hint of who that customer is, because you are the owner of the relation and the customer, okay? Resides in your database. You own the licenses, not the Joe's Pizza as customer. You own the licenses. You price it the way you like it, okay? Now you are not bound to the price list and within the schema of our price list, right? You can price it per day. Remember this, you can price it per day, per week, per quarter, whatever you want. So you can price and license the way you like it. You set the terms. Management portal that end customer sees is yours, branded with your logo. And the end customer is going to interact with you for L1, L2 help, okay? It's only at L3 when it gets really difficult. You deal with Ruckus engineering, and that's the L3 support happening between Ruckus and you. So basically, you are now at the center of the universe with this MSP solution, okay? And it's not that just because you are now selling MSP solution that you are out of the game for end customer. No, now you have two knobs, two dials, okay, to earn money with Ruckus. So you have both, you can do both the things at the same time. And there are use cases where MSP fits in. There are use cases where end customer licenses fits in, okay? So let's look at very quickly. It's all about you right from the URL that you'll see. Your end customers, Joe's Pizza, is going to see your name.msp.ruckus.cloud. So it's like zach.h.msp.ruckus.cloud if Zach H is the MSP provider. Your logo, your support contract, your everything. We are in the background as a white label provider, operating this service on your behalf and keeping it humming 24/7, Wi-Fi management, switch management, advanced network analytics, and service assurance using AI/ML. Leave it to us. You focus on your customer and building that relation, okay? As easy as that. So now let's go switch tracks. And before I go, what are the key benefits of MSP licensing that you are going to see on the console now, okay? Top 3 things. You are going to be able to generate new recurring revenue stream with 0 upfront cost. So no hardware, no colo, no software, no nothing. Just your name, your logo, good enough. You will be able to deliver SLAs that distinguish your business. Rajiv is going to show you all about how to proactively manage whole of your environment, whether you have one end customer, 10, 100, 1,000, you name it. And you will be able to reduce your cost, increase your efficiency with Ruckus Cloud and Ruckus Analytics to build a reliably profitable business with MSP licensing. So now I'm going to again switch and show you the console. Let's let the fun begin. Okay, I am going to now log in as this one is right now individual. So now I'm going to log in as Parekh Inc. VAR. This is the value-added reseller, Parekh Inc. Okay, and that management. So this is how you are going to see that's your end customer. So this is your partner portal. This is how you are going to see it. Okay, the first and the foremost, you see this one here, my customer and RUCKUS customers. So this is how you are going to see. My customers are basically your MSP customers that you own. You can price and license the way you like it. And these are the customers where you are value-added reseller. You derive that extra revenue source by managing the end customer licenses. So you can play both the games at the same time. Here on this is the portal that you will operate on for yourself. You are going to see all your MSP licensing for Wi-Fi as well as switches, okay? And here is your general account information. So the idea is very simple. If I go here, you are going to see all these license management features are right here. You will see which one expires on what. So that means you buy 1 year, 3 year, 5 year license from us. However, downstream, you can dole out for a day, a quarter, a month, you name it, okay? It's as simple as that. So this is how you are going to keep both these parallel revenue streams humming with MSP licenses, okay? Now, one of the questions that will come up is, so how are you going to make sure that your brand shows up when your end customers, Joe's Pizza, logs in, okay? So very simple. If you have your business logo, that's what it is right about. That's what I did. I put this Golden Gate Bridge logo here. You can change. This will be your business logo. If you are into providing an end-to-end solution and you want to add your favorite whisper service provider, you can pick and choose the one from here. We continuously augment this list. Enter your support URL, your help desk URL, and so on and so forth, and enter your 1-800 number and your support email and your website, save, and you are good to go. And now you have created your own URL, domain name URL with your look and feel that Joe's Pizza is going to experience, okay? So I know I'm going fast. We are going to double click on all these things later on, but for now, I want to give the stage to Rajiv. Now, here's the thing. This MSP solution, we launched it in Q4 2019. And since then, we have seen 272% growth quarter over quarter. So many of our resellers are converting into MSP, managed service providers, without lifting a finger. They have now 2 sources of revenue for them. And this is not cumulative chart. Every quarter, we are adding those many number of new MSP solution subscriptions. So please don't be left behind. If you are sitting on the fence, this is the time to move. And when to promote MSP licensing, I'm not here to tell all you guys that this is panacea. It's not, okay? There are time and places where MSP licensing is going to shine versus reseller licenses. These are some of the places we have observed where you becoming an MSP with RUCKUS Cloud is going to fare better. If your customer prefers 100% hands-off installation monitoring management, they don't want to have to do anything but licenses for a very short duration of time, weeks, months, quarter, as I mentioned. And last but not the least, if you are of the opinion that you want to build an end-to-end everlasting bespoke solution with security pieces, internet connectivity, you name it, then MSP is well suited. And when it type of customers, it's SMB end customers. And we believe you are going to find success with this in non-EDU types. So now I want to bring Rajiv Iyer. Rajiv, would you talk to us about network intelligence and service assurance, and product, if possible, provide us with a product demo as well?
I think
thank you, Mittal.
I think that was great. Rajiv, just real quick. So Mittal, you showed us a lot of great things you can do to set up the cloud as a business. How do you contact me if there's an issue with the network? Sure. How do I get my branding, and how do I get closer and more connected with my customer versus handing it off to RUCKUS? I think it's very cool that you guys have made these additions to the cloud. Now, Rajiv, I think you're going to show us, as you're managing these networks, how do you monitor the health? How do you be proactive in keeping your customers connected and not just doing truck rolls that just adds up cost and cost and cost to businesses. Is that accurate?
That is very accurate, and you hit the nail on its head. I mean,
awesome.
One of the first things you need to do as a business, I guess, is take the cost out of your business, right? Anytime there is a wireless issue that is reported, it takes a different kind of engineer that goes out and chases that issue. There are more wired expertise in the field than wireless expertise. I don't know why that is the case, but it is true. So let me show you what we have done to sort of bridge that gap and get some machine intelligence to help IT teams deal with that exact problem and in the course of time reduce cost from their business. Let me share my screen and I will jump directly into a demo. And we will cover all the points in there while we are on different screens. Let me know when you're able to see that.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So what I just did was I logged into a cloud service, and this cloud service works for on-prem customers or it works for the cloud customers. You just heard a very energetic presentation from Mittal about the RUCKUS Cloud customers. Same thing will work if you have smart zone customers, same cloud service. So as a company, we are going in the cloud direction. And there's also another reason. The types of compute workloads that demand this proactive machine learning, that compute load can only be done in cloud, not on-prem. You can't go out there and ask for 20, 30 nodes in on-prem. It is a very heavy lift for any customer. So it's all set up in the cloud. All you need to do is point your account to the cloud and you are in business. I happen to have the RUCKUS Networks demo site running. And let me introduce you to what I'm seeing in this dashboard. There is a lot of networking happening here. I can see that from this left widget here, 78 active wireless LANs, 312 access points, about 4,600 clients, lots of traffic, about 2,600 applications. All of that data is happening right now. Now, with that data, there are problems on the network. And how do I know that? Because this machine is actually watching this traffic and it's figuring out that there are some anomalous behaviors that are happening. It has looked at that, it's analyzed that, and it has also classified by different categories and severities. So P1 is the most severe. See, P1 means you've got to work on it. P2 is this is a problem. P3 is sort of take note about it. P4 is it's informational purposes. So does this make sense? I mean, would this save time? I mean,
I love the visual. Rajiv, I'm a sales and marketing guy. So I look at this, I'm like, the biggest issues with my network is the bright red amoeba. I have to pay attention there. So
there you go.
I love it. That's a layman's terms. Pay attention to the red amoeba, guys. Go.
Let's go. Let's go look at what's happening there. Yeah.
So one thing I want to add here, from the lens of our partners, imagine this. They already have a list of things to work on cut out for them. They come in and they see this red items, incidents, all the P1s, right? If they're running an MSP shop, it makes sense to tend to all the P1s even before their end customers come calling. So this is going to be adding to efficiency, reduction in their cost, a great deal.
Exactly. So this P1 right here is telling us something that the machine has already told us. It says, hey, there is incorrect data timestamps that are caused by NTP issues on the controller or the underlying infrastructure. I didn't have to spend any time doing it. I this popped up on my radar without somebody reporting it to me. And we all know bad things happen when the time stamp is incorrect on the network. It automatically creates an incident for me. And the next release, we are also going to create a ServiceNow ticket automatically for the IT admin, because that's typically the next step that IT admin takes. So clearly that saves time, and it also reduces the mean time to resolution right away.
Hey, Rajiv, quickly, can you go back to the one that you showed there? We missed touching up on one thing. So guys, one of the things we are doing here is removing this tribal knowledge situation. How many times it happens that, oh, that one, only Zach knows it, or he is on vacation, or he's in Hawaii. If you see what Rajiv just showed you, it also gives you root cause analysis, and it tells you how to remedy that. So gone are those recommended action. So we are not only analyzing it for you, we are also telling you how to make sure that your network comes back in shape. So you don't have to have Zach, who is expert in such timestamp server, be on his desk.
So that is the power of what this is all happening automatically. So no human was required to detect this problem. And we also now have a very good understanding of where we need to start fixing the problem. So that right away saves time to the IT team right there. Let's take a look at some other. Let's look at this P3 here. And here it says DHCP failures are unusually high in this access point. It's figured that one out. It's told you exactly what's going on, what wireless LAN is impacted. 190 clients on this wireless LANs were impacted because of this DHCP failure. And the wireless LAN reason here was it received a DHCP NAC. Lots of clients got impacted. Looks like 123 of them were Apple clients. There were others as well. And let's see what else we know about this incident. We also know that it impacted 5 gigahertz clients and then a few 2.4 gigahertz clients. All this information at fingertips. I didn't have to go out looking at syslogs. I didn't have to go out looking at different debug dumps. I didn't have to do any packet captures. All of this information is presented on one screen. The IT can now save time. More than that, I can go look at it. Of course, there is the root cause and recommended actions. We have that as starting point. We can also see what damage it caused. Let's say we are looking at this particular user, and they were Apple user, we know that. And here I can already see that something happened here, and I want to take a better look at what happened. I am now down to the level that a wireless specialist can decode it.
Holy cow.
What do our traditional methods tell us? Go down, take a packet capture, and clearly the problem happens when there is no one looking. So you have to wait for the problem to be reproduced. Then you take a packet capture, then you analyze it, and compare that with this solution. It's always watching. Whenever there's a problem, it has already recorded the packets. It's already analyzed it for you. And now it's presenting to you in a manner where most IT engineers will be able to figure out. They don't have to understand all the RF voodoo to figure out what is going wrong here. This is a simple case of DHCP server sending a NAC. And that can happen because DHCP scopes might be exhausted. DHCP server might be overloaded, things like that. So right here, you saw two examples of how incident can be generated automatically. Then you can go down with one click to the root cause and recommendations. And with the third click, you can just come down to a root cause and client troubleshooting of any specific client in there. So that saves IT a ton of time.
Guys, you really have thought of everything here, and this is amazing. I'm waiting for you to click on the next arrow on the other screen, and it's going to say Joe spilled pizza sauce in port 23. Call him up and wipe that thing out. This is awesome, guys.
Not
Very
quite.
nice
one
job.
thing,
Not quite.
so one thing I want to add here is think from end customer perspective. So you are a partner, you are managing a Joe's Pizzas network, okay? And the owner comes back saying that my iPhone does not connect to the internet. All you have the information about is that iPhone for person X. You know, this particular screen that Rajiv is showing right now, you can punch in the name of the iPhone or the MAC address or what have you, and you will be able to hunt that thing down in a matter of minute versus having to triangulate across multiple systems. This is this powerful. So this client troubleshooting, you can start with name of a person, name of a device, and go on from there.
This is awesome. So then Joe can literally over the loudspeaker say, Susan, come pick up your barbecue chicken pizza. You also have a DHCP NAC issue with your iPhone. Is that right?
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really cool, guys. Awesome.
Perfect. So what we have here are very different flows. You can enter into the flow any way you want. You could start with an access point. You could start with a client name. And every Monday morning this happens, right? In fact, happens Sunday night to me. People complain about problems happening right now. I was like, right now I'm not working. Right now I'm sleeping. So people say, okay, hey, can you look into it? And there's an urgent crisis. Okay, fine. So when you have a tool that is always watching and recording the traffic, it's a super convenient way for IT teams to back into it. So you don't have to be there when the problem is happening. You can simply go there and rewind the problem and say, okay, hey, when did this problem happen? I'll show you a few different incidents here. And you can see the time when the problems happened are all very different, right? This is something I missed showing. This is showing last 24 hours. I can show last 7 days. I can go back to last month, and we are just down to one access point. Let me zoom out a little bit and increase the scope of this to last 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And here I'm seeing a very wide span of the network. And now I can go back in time and say, oh, I'm interested in incidents that are happening. This incident right here, let's say this incident happens to be P4, but I can go take a look at that and get you the information that you were wanting, but you didn't have because you're not even looking at that when the incident happened. So those are the powerful things that I can do here. So let's just look at September 20. Let's look at a P4. Lots of P4 do happen. And September 24th. Today is September 24th. Okay. Let's go back and see if we can find something older. Let's see September 23rd here. The EAP failures were really high here. Let's take a look at that. And we will get some more information about why this happened. The EAP failures is pretty common. EAP failures do happen. And here what it is telling us is it was really high in this one particular cluster. And 36 out of 83 clients were impacted. It happened in on September 23rd. We were not even looking then. It lasted for a complete 34 minutes. And I can look at which devices were impacted. Let's pick Apple device. And here, this Apple device had a problem. Let's look at this connection here. When I click on that one, it's telling me that the Radius server was okay till this point, but towards the end, the station gave up. So EAP request went in, so Radius challenge happened correctly. Access point sent information to a client, but the client basically said, I've got enough of it, I'm done with you, just sent us a disassociation, and off it went. So that is what happened. We have proof of that. And we can go back to that angry customer who's saying, hey, what's happening with my network? Why am I not connecting? You can at least point out that this is what's happening. And sometimes issues are just client problems. This one here is client failing to send a DHCP discover. So you have a lot of detailed information that you can back up with data. Now let's switch gear a little bit. We are in the MSP business, right? We want to be able to come in and tell our customers that we are providing a level of service that is higher than, let's say, 80% SLA, 99.9% SLA. In cloud, we offer 99.99% SLA, 4 nines, right? Now, you always have an SLA that you want to deliver, but the tools to measure those SLAs are found wanting in many times, right? So if I asked you on an average, how long does it take for a client to go through all stages of 802.11, authentication, association, then it will have the EAP radius exchanges. After that, it will do the DHCP end to end. On an average, how long does it take? On this network, it is taking 754 milliseconds, less than a second. I think it's pretty okay. Now, if you look at connection success, connection performance, infrastructure, there are SLAs for each one of them. And here you can go in and change your SLA requirements and say, I'm monitoring my SLA and the time to connect should be less than 1 second. And it turns out that if I say under 1 second, only 76% of my network will meet that goal. If I have something that says 5 seconds, then of course 100% or close to 100% will meet that goal. So you now have tools that will help you know what your SLA is and monitor your SLAs. That is again something. AP service uptime. That's another thing that's important when you are an MSP and you are able to then show people a proof. Like, okay, this is what we delivered. This is exactly as we promised. And this is 99.9%. Don't take our word, we have data to prove. Right?
So basically, Rajiv, what you're saying is MTTR, mean time to resolution, is going down. MTTI, that's mean time to innocence, is going down. You take a screenshot of this one, send it across and say, see, I offered you this SLA and I'm living by it.
Exactly. So that
Excellent.
is what the MSPs will now have, and they can say, I mean, with wireless, it's actually very difficult to pin down an SLA unless you're measuring at all levels. And it's hard for individual MSPs to go out and instrument every single portion.
Exactly.
And we have done that. How can we do it? Because it's our access point. We know when a packet arrived. We know when a packet left. And if we have our wired infrastructure, we know when a wired infrastructure picked it up. And all of those things are time-stamped, and we can actually do this measurement and bring it out upfront. So that's the second and the third part. We talked about incidents, how they're automatically configured, automatically detected, prioritized, and that saves IT a lot of time because you have the automatic P1 through P4 classification. We have root cause and recommendations to go with that. Second point we talked about was client troubleshooting. When you were not even looking and an incident happened, the tool actually recorded packets for you. And all you did was search and found out where the problem happened, which client was impacted, and you saw a human readable exchange of what actually went down. So that was the third part. Now, let me show you the Data Explorer part, which is our tool here, which is MSPs love it a lot. And I'm going to show you this is what we call Data Explorer. We're all living in the big data world here. There's a lot of metrics, more than 1,500 metrics for every single connection that is being sent. Now, bear with me here for a little bit.
So Rajiv, as you're navigating and finding that, one point I just want to make here is, and I keep going back to Joe's Pizza here. Joe wants happy customers. He wants a lot of patrons flowing through the door. He wants to sell pizzas. He doesn't want to manage a
He
network.
doesn't want to.
And what I see in this is just super powerful, proactive ability to even troubleshoot and resolve issues without one of Joe's patrons coming up to the counter saying, hey, why can't I connect to the internet? You can, as an MSP, this allows you to resolve that potentially right on the spot and get those patrons back up and running on the free Wi-Fi that Joe is offering. So he can continue and focus on making sure his patrons are happy and well fed and keep coming back. So that's very powerful here.
That's right. I mean, there's a lot more business value that this tool can bring out. And I'm just going to show you a very simple, think of this as Excel, but Excel for wireless and for an account that you already have, right? Now, Joe's Pizza might not know that their wireless infrastructure is being used by their patrons for a lot of different things. People might be doing things like Zoom calls. They might be doing peer-to-peer calls. They might be browsing for websites. They might be doing instant messaging. One of the things that we are seeing these days is a lot of schools are actually looking at this data and saying, hey, this is not correct. We expect students to be in school and not using all these online applications. In Joe's Pizza, they might come out and say, hey, yes, I do provide free Wi-Fi, but there is, we want to know what is going on, right? You can't just use this you can't hog the bandwidth forever, and Wi-Fi might slow down for other people. So there are other decisions that Joe's Pizza can also make based on an application consumption. If there are interesting trends that we can spot here saying, what is the peak time? Let's just figure out if there's in the line chart and the client MAC.
Hey guys, I've got unleashed access points at my house. Can we check to see what my son Dylan is doing right now? He's supposed to be in science. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking.
We can see the peak times for Joe's Pizza. Of course, we expect it to be lunch hour, right? We already know it has to be around lunch hour or something, but this is our test lab. So this data is probably not Joe's Pizza representative, but you can get a lot of information around it. And this information can also be used for staffing decisions, right? So a lot of data is now available in the network, and it's available to our MSPs also. MSPs can use this data and report.
Back to your staffing discussion there, Rajiv. I think it's really impactful. You can see there's a lot of web traffic from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. So hey, looks like Joe's is very busy. Post COVID. All the bars are closing. We're going to need 3 more staffers to be able to handle this foot traffic. Yes. And then also something happens right around dinner time as well. I better have more folks here available and making pizzas. So just in looking at the web traffic there, that's really cool and really impactful. That's a
great point, Zach, because what used to be common knowledge of when peak time has changed.
Yep.
In the COVID world. People order at different times. Your peak demand has shifted.
Yep.
And that information is critical to have because there are people who order from DoorDash or Grubhub or whatever, right?
Yep.
So they don't know how to project this peak demand. And if you can make better staffing decisions. It's a great point, Zach.
Very cool. Mittal, quick question for you on this side. In Mittal, you're more on the business. How do I operate as Joe's Pizza here? And Rajiv, you're all about the network health. But Mittal, isn't there an opportunity? Let's say you're an MSP and you've got a mini golf course right next to Joe's Pizza. Is there an opportunity for partnering there, saying after your round of putt-putt golf with your family, stop in for family hour after 5 p.m. and you get 50% off your second pizza? Is there an opportunity to do that with RUCKUS Cloud?
Absolutely. In fact, we can do so many things like this. So let's slice it nicely, okay? We
Oh, well
partner
played.
with,
I see what you did there. Slice
yep.
it nicely.
You guys are
So,
making me hungry.
so we partner with a variety of whisper service providers. They specifically cater to the marketing and sales needs of retail industry, of various other industries, right? It's very easy for us to say that, hey, when I see a new device coming in, send them a 30% off coupon for the next round of golf next door. Or if Zach has been coming for 3 days in a row, ask him for lunch, well, send him a coupon for dinner. So there are tons and tons of opportunities to tap and monetize on the customers or patrons coming in to your retail location with leveraging RUCKUS Cloud and various other partners. Absolutely. And in fact, you won't believe this, but we do have end customers doing this. We do have end customers augmenting this. I'll tell you, this is not, I can't substantiate with numbers right now, but it is quite possible that the amount you will spend on network management as a service, RUCKUS Cloud platform, you can recoup a multiple of that by just amping up your sales and marketing effort with whisper service providers sitting on top of RUCKUS Cloud. It's quite possible. So yes, short answer, you can definitely do it. We have customers doing it.
Guys, think about this. And I'm getting super granular and in the weeds here, but think about this. Let's say Joe has a new product that he's not moving. Let's say he just embraced cheesecake and it's not moving. He can put something on the Wi-Fi saying, come to the counter and buy a slice of cheesecake and get a 10 megabit speed boost on the Wi-Fi network. And that is a perceived value. And that is a solution that Joe can actually implement and offer as a value. Am I overselling the capabilities of the cloud here? Or
no, you're not.
We can do something like that?
You can do it right now. We have customers doing it. For example, you can create your own captive portal using just RUCKUS Cloud. This doesn't require any third-party provider. Make your end customers click a box and accept your terms and conditions and show them that we now support cheesecake. Click here, connect to the internet, and go and get 30% off on the cheesecake. Wow. So we have, that is being done right now, Zach.
Very cool. This is awesome. Guys, I hate to pour cold water on this thing, but we have 5 minutes left. I'm having a lot of fun. Just seeing all the capabilities here is just amazing. I think we need like 9 more podcasts to go through the full capabilities of this. But Rajiv, why don't you show the folks at home maybe just one more functionality here, and then maybe Mittal, if you want to wrap it up with some closing thoughts, that'd be awesome. And do that in 3 minutes.
Thank you, Zach. This is for all the fellow network engineers who are at home now and who are also IT administrators for their home, and they're getting bothered like, hey, my internet went down. Those type of people. Requests do keep hammering us, right? Internet doesn't go down, and Wi-Fi is not always down. Sometimes it's the wire that is acting up, right? So what we have here is a client health report. If you are an IT admin for your home or for a large enterprise, the first thing people suspect is Wi-Fi and RF. And this chart and this report was specifically built to remove that suspicion out. Every minute, actually every 3 minutes, we are aggregating data because RSI changes quite a bit. We have data every 90 seconds. We aggregate every 3 minutes. And in this chart, we are aggregating every 1 hour. What I'm presenting you is for last week, 17th to 24th, across all my network. For every hour, I'm presenting a distribution of how many clients had good, average, and poor RSSI. So with that, I'm able to get a good sense of how my network is doing. And here, it just looks like 26% of clients would have a legitimate claim for poor RF health. If I look at the latest today, I'm going to see a completely filtered view. and here looks like around 30%. So if people are complaining about it, it may be possible. And then I can go back and see which places might have a legitimate claim for that. Looks like this is this default group is definitely the place where most of the errors are coming out. Most of the poor RF health is coming out. We're also looking at 4 different metrics: client SNR, client RSS, throughput estimate, and MCS rate. Now, this is something that people say, hey, I paid for this, why am I not getting that much? And you can use this chart and show them, look, we've consistently delivered more than what you paid for. So you're definitely getting your money's worth.
I need this for my children. I mean, the dinner table conversations are going to be awesome. You pay for a gigabit per month, Dylan. You have exceeded your plan. And on the 17th, it was not the Wi-Fi. A fiber line was cut in the neighborhood. So don't talk bad about my Wi-Fi, sir.
That does happen. I mean,
all right.
All right. Thank you, guys. That's
Rajiv,
all I had to present.
This was awesome, man. Really, really cool. Mittal, do you want to wrap us up with some closing thoughts here and maybe some next steps on how partners can find more information?
Absolutely. Let me quickly share something with all you fine folks. We are going to go back to, so we discussed all these things. Rajiv, thanks for this very, very colorful demonstration. And some call to action, partners. So we continuously update this site, partners.ruckuswireless.com/marketing/promotions.
Do you want to share your slide, Mittal?
Yeah, Rajiv, I think we're still seeing your screen. There we go, Mittal. We're on your screen now, sir. Go.
Oh, okay, can you see? Okay, perfect. So you are able to see the one that shows promotions, right?
Affirmative.
Excellent. So guys, we keep this current all the time. So while you are anyways going to go and resell or become an MSP with RUCKUS Cloud, why not take advantage of these promotions that we publish from time to time? So always keep this in mind, bookmark this URL. Second thing I want to bring to your attention, yes. So please take these 3 steps today. Okay, the very first one is try RUCKUS Cloud MSP dashboard. It's free, and you as a partner, when you log in, you are going to see that right now. All you got to do is contact your partner account manager and get a couple of free MSP licenses so that you can play around with those. Very, very important, okay? Second one, I'm going to switch tracks here a little bit. You know that you can promote RUCKUS Cloud free trials, the end customer license trial, not the MSP, the end customer trial, with your own ID that you can pick up from Partner Central and get credited for that. So make sure that you use this URL, cloud, the one that's on the orange line here, next to the orange line, and pick up your ID from Partner Central so that we know, our CRM knows that you are the one, you, Mr. Partner, brought this end customer, okay? Last but not the least, please learn to demo RUCKUS Analytics and switch management and Wi-Fi management on RUCKUS Cloud. We have a ton of pre-published, pre-recorded webinars for you on Partner Portal. And till the time you get onto your feet, please feel free to call upon me or Rajiv or Fal or whoever. We will be there with you either to train you or to present so that you know how to demonstrate. But it is very, very important that you are able to demonstrate those use cases using RA and RC. And last but not the least, a very simple 3 steps recipe to winning a deal, okay? This is what it boils down to. Partners who have succeeded, they've done this. They've demonstrated RUCKUS Cloud with RUCKUS Analytics for the use cases that end customers have in mind. They've left behind one Wi-Fi AP and a switch, and 4 weeks later, they have gotten a sales order, period. Believe me, it's as simple as that. I'm not simplifying. I'm not boiling it down, watering it down at marketing level. It is exactly this. And hence I say, please learn to demonstrate RUCKUS Cloud with RUCKUS Analytics. And a couple of partner resources for you. Partner Portal should be your place to go, place to hang out. It has everything you need. If you are going to promote RUCKUS Cloud, if you are going to adopt MSP licensing model, you know what? Then go all the way. Get your specialization, 3.5 hours of online training that you will go through. And in return, you will not only reap monetary benefits, but you will also get tons and tons of technical help from Ruckus. So please make sure that you get your specialization. Again, 3.5 hours sitting in your own home, not a lot of burden on you. And last but not the least, we have recorded approximately a dozen webinars on inside out Ruckus Cloud, Ruckus Analytics, MSP licensing, you name it. Everything is right here. So hop on to partners.ruckuswireless.com, resources, Ruckus live webinar, on-demand live webinars, and you are good to go. So on that, Zach, back to you. Thank you, folks. You have been a very patient audience, I would say.
Gentlemen, mind blown here. This has just been super insightful. I'm motivated to just start my own franchisee for Joe's Pizza, just so I can start being an end user for one of our MSP partners here. So what we'll do, guys, this has been recorded, obviously. We're going to post that online. In our little synopsis, we'll include those hyperlinks where people can get more information or sign up for a trial. You can also contact your favorite distributor that starts and finishes with 3 letters, Wave Incorporated. So Wave LLC, actually. So please, folks, I just want to say thank you to Mittal and Rajiv. This has just been an awesome time. You let me be me, and had a lot of fun with you guys, poke at you a little bit with some tomfoolery. And this was super fun. So thank you guys. Great passion, great product. I can tell you guys put a lot of work into these new updates, and they are way cool. So congratulations, and thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, Zach.
Thanks
All right,
for inviting
gentlemen.
us.
It's our pleasure. Bye.
Bye. Take care.